Okay, Jai Hind everyone. So yes, we are starting shortly. It's sharp 7 now. Yes, Akshara, Jai Hind, Radesh. So yes, we will be starting shortly. Thank you once again for joining. For everyone, just a quick information. So this meeting will be recorded for our internal promotions and quality purposes. So stay connected, guys. We are starting shortly. Yes. So can anyone please confirm if my screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you for the time. All right, so I can see 23 participants have joined already. Apurva ma'am, shall we wait for 2 more minutes or shall we start?
Alok sir, I guess we can start interacting with candidates while
All right.
others join. I would like to know, which part of India people are joining from. Excited to see so many young faces.
Yeah, that's really good. So everyone, meanwhile people are joining, you can just unmute yourself, say your name and where you're coming from. Yeah. Let's start from Surikant. So yeah, Surikant, since he is on camera.
Jai Hind, sir.
Jai Hind.
Sir, I am Suryakant Patra from Kendrapada, Odisha.
All right, thank you so much for joining, Surikant. Yeah, anyone would like to go next?
Jimit sir,
Jai Hind, Akshara.
am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Then sir, I'm Akshara Soni. I'm from Indore, but I'm currently studying in Bangalore. I'm pursuing BLLB honors, their integrated course, and
All right.
I'm also in NCC Naval Wing.
Oh, that's good. So you're planning for JAG or maybe naval entry.
Yes, like I'm not yet decided, but through this session, it might be helpful for me. Like I'll get some understanding where I can heading towards in future. Right?
Understood. Okay, that's good. Anyone else would like to go next?
Hello everyone, this is Abhinav, and I'm from Indore, and I'll be going for the technical entries. I am a repeater. Thank you.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for joining, Abhinav. Anyone would like to go next?
Jain sir,
Jai Hind.
am I audible?
You're audible. Yes, please go ahead.
Sir, I am Manish Bhardwaj. I am from Delhi.
You're from Delhi. All right. So thank you so much for joining. Anyone else would like to go next?
Jai Jai Hind, sir. This is GB Singh Chauhan, son of Wing Commander Dujender Singh Chauhan, and I am in Delhi, currently pursuing my degree in BSc Biotechnology
All
and
right.
aiming to join Indian Air Force as a pilot,
Planning to join Air Force, right? That's really good.
as my father was a pilot also.
All right. That's really good. So have you given any SSB so far, or it will be your first attempt?
No, sir, this is my first workshop with you. I have given ND examination once, but due to age limit, I had only one chance.
Okay.
Currently, I am pursuing for the CDS.
All right. So yeah, that's really good. Written examinations are really a good way to join because the competition is really very low comparing to the tech entries or the non-UPSC or I would say non-written entries, direct entries. So that's really good. Work well on your written, and if you will clear the written, definitely you're having higher chances of getting through, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you for joining again. Anyone else would like to go next?
May I?
Yeah, please.
Jain sir. Good evening, everyone. My name is Harmanpreet Kaur and I'm from Sarhand, State Punjab. And currently, I'm aiming to go to the Air Force Academy.
All right,
And
that's
I
good.
have been screened out 3 times. So I'm really looking forward to getting to this. Thank you.
Okay, all right. That's really fine. That's totally okay. Even I got, like 2 times a screen out in the very first 2 attempts. So yeah, it's a long journey. One thing I will make very clear, for some candidates get through in the very first attempt, but that doesn't mean that they just started 6 months back. They must have started maybe 2 years ago. So it's really a long journey. So yes, stay motivated and keep practicing. That will certainly help. Okay, anyone else would like to go ahead, or shall we start?
Good evening, sir. Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Sir, myself, Radishar. I'm currently working as a software developer in Bangalore, but I'm from Namakkal, Tamil Nadu. I have given my SSB like 12 times, so I just want to attend this workshop to know like if I am missing anything in the.
Understood. Okay. So yes, stay connected. Definitely, I can assure you that there will be few points which you will be able to realize since you have given 12 attempts already. You will be able to do the self introspection after the workshop, and that will certainly help.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else would like to go ahead?
Good evening, sir. My name is Krishna and I'm currently joining from Mao.
Okay, thank you so much, Krishna, for joining. Anyone else would like to go ahead?
Good evening, sir. Am I audible?
You are audible, yes.
Sir, I'm from Patna. I'm studying class 10 right now. Sir, how can I start preparation for NDA from now onwards?
That's really good. So happy to see you that you realized this quite early, and you're already way ahead in the journey. People generally start when they complete 11th, they complete 12th, take a drop. It's good that you have just keeping this exam, NDA exam, as equal as people start preparing for JE. So it's really good to have you. Thank you so much for joining. Anyone else would like to go ahead?
Yeah, good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am. My name is Tushar. Actually, basically, I'm from Indore, Madhya Pradesh. Currently, a working professional in a banking domain, working as a software engineer, and I'm a former student of Datar, sir, as well.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, thank you so much for
Yes.
joining, Tushar. Yes.
Yeah, thank you so
Yes,
much.
it's really good to see you for so long.
Yeah, same here.
All right. Anyone else would like to go ahead?
Sir,
Yes,
Siddhant
sir.
from Allahabad.
Mm-hmm.
Am I
Okay,
audible, sir?
Siddhant. Yeah, you are audible. Siddhant, please go ahead.
Yes. I am currently pursuing my litigation practice, and I completed my law 3 years back. I gave my first SSB after passing my LLB degree,
Mm-hmm.
and I was not able to clear it, but it was my first attempt. But I got a chance to see what I did and what mistakes I did. So right now I'm here to prepare myself to this session.
Hmm. Actually,
Thank you.
advocacy has got really tough. I just got to know many of my friends happen to be advocates. So it's like 3 year compulsory practice has to be there before you will be
Yes, absolutely.
correct, right? Yeah. Okay,
It's
so
been 3 years to me now, so
hmm.
I have kind of an advantage now.
Yes, you are having an advantage because almost you have completed your 3 years, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining, Siddhant. Okay. Anyone else would like to go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sarthak, please go ahead.
Sir, I'm Sarthak and I have recently completed my 12th grade and I have got into IIT Madras Mechanical.
but I
Oh, that's good.
am thinking about taking a drop for a better institute and branch.
Okay, all right. So have you given NDA or any SSB so far or no?
Sir, I have given NDA twice. First in September last year, and then now.
Okay, so have you cleared it or no?
Sir, I cleared it in September, but I didn't go to SSB because my JE date was clashing with that. But I couldn't clear it in April because I was preparing for other exams.
Okay, understood. Okay, we will be discussing. So yeah, please stay connected. Anyone else would like to go next?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Hemant, you're audible. Please go ahead.
Jai Hind, sir. Jai Hind, everyone. I'm Hemant Patil. I'm from Mahu, Madhya Pradesh, and I have my AFSB on 24th of August at 2 FSB Mysore. And I am a fresher, and I am taking my guidance from Lieutenant General Datar, sir.
All right. Thank you so much for joining, Hemant.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Yes. Anyone else would like to go next, or shall we start?
Jain sir.
Jain.
I am Suhail. I am currently working as a site engineer in Bangalore. I am a fresher and I have applied for technical courses. I am very interested in improving my technical skills and gaining practical knowledge.
All right. Yes. So thank you so much for joining again. And yes, stay connected. Technical entries, yes, does require your technical skill set. For whichever entries you are applying, if it's a TGC or a SSC Tech entry, it's important that your technical side should be really good. If you are applying for NDA or CDS, then it does not matter that much, though it matters because you have given your 3 or 4 years of education, time to the particular course. So yes, stay connected and we will be discussing that as well. Thank you so much for joining again. Anyone else would like to go next?
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening. Please go ahead.
Sir, my name is Harleen Singh and I'm from Jalandhar, Punjab. Like this year, I completed my BTech and now I have SSB next month for TGC 144.
All right, that's good. Thank you so much, Harleen, for joining. Stay connected.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else? Okay.
Hello.
So okay, yeah, we have one more. Yeah, so please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible, Gautam. Yes, please go ahead.
Jai Hind, sir. My name is Gautam Shukla. I have recently completed my bachelor's degree in electronics and telecommunication field. I've always aimed to be in a service, whether regarding Air Force or Army. I also tried to give the exam, the NDA exam, but due to some family pressure and circumstances, I was not able to do so. I still want to be a part of my armed forces, so I'm just trying to get into the army.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Gautam. Stay connected. We will definitely be discussing the tips and tricks and strategies for the same. Okay. Yes. All right. I believe Apurva ma'am, participants have joined. So let's start. Let me share my screen and then you can take over. So before I share my screen, thank you so much once again, everyone, for joining. Today, Guts and Glory have officially cleared, completed 1 year. So it's like Kargil Vijay Divas for all of us, but for us, one more special event that it's our anniversary. It's Guts and Glory's anniversary. So for the same reason, we have kept this free workshop to connect with the students, to connect with the candidates, to keep the purpose of General Datar sir alive. That is to send more and more candidates, deserving candidates to the armed forces. And whatever is possible from our side, whether it's guidance, personal interviews, personal feedbacks, or whatever it is, we definitely try our best. And there are, definitely there have been participants, candidates uh, who have who have came to us and have improved. People who could not get screened in, they got screened in. People who could not get recommended got recommended. So yeah, just to keep the journey going, the workshop is scheduled today. So I'm sharing my screen, Apurva ma'am. Let me know if it is visible.
Yes, it's perfectly visible, and I hope it is visible to the candidates as well. You can just give up a thumbs up in the chat box.
All right. So let's start then. Apurva ma'am, you can proceed.
Okay, guys. So good evening and Jai Hind to everyone. A lot of you have already connected with me over the call. So before this sessions, we already had some of us had already a brief conversation about SSB and what you are doing. So first of all, thanks a lot for joining, and I'm very happy to see so many young faces joining from all over the country. And in order to see more faces, I would want you to turn on your cameras so that we can make this session more and more interactive. And you can keep your mic off until unless you want to speak something or you want to answer something, then you can turn it on. And I hope I'm perfectly visible and audible.
Yes, you're audible and visible.
Okay, guys. So this platform, Guts and Glory Defense, we had started with the aim of, motivating the aspirants, especially the youth of this country, Gen Z, who is, in fashion a lot nowadays, to, inspire you guys to realize your potential, not just to join the armed forces, but to do very well and excel in any field you are aiming for. And one very great way to do so is preparing for SSB. So any candidate I come across any day, young people who have passed the class 12th, or let's say who are in graduation or after graduation, whatever they are doing, I just start a conversation with them because I cannot keep it to myself. What you are doing, which course you are doing, would you want to join the armed forces? They say maybe yes, maybe no, and then I'm like, at least you should try once. And eventually I pushed them to give the written examinations, and eventually some of them end up enjoying the process, and they get motivated to join the armed forces. Some of them are already motivated to do so and already preparing in the same manner. Some of us are freshers, some of us are repeaters. So this Kargil Vijay Divas, it is, I find it as the perfect day to start or restart your preparation. Some of us, I'd say you are hardcore repeaters, and some of us, does not have any idea where to start, and just contemplating whether this can be one of the option or not. So with the same vision, we started this platform under Lieutenant General M G Datar sir, who has spent his post-retirement life training such young candidates, and hundreds of them have already joined the defense forces. And those who could not join are already doing very, very well in civil services, in state services, in banking. Some of them have joined intelligence bureau, and all the credit goes to SSB preparation. So this is something which will excel you in any field. And this platform is operated by mentors like Alok sir. You have already interacted with him, who have been on both the sides of table. Once we were candidates like you, contemplating so many questions: do we speak fine, do we look good, how is our expression, what wrong we are doing during the SSB interview, why no recommendation. And now when we have crossed all those barriers, we can see things from a mentor's and an assessor's perspective. So when I see a candidate doubting, and ma'am, I overthink so much, ma'am, my academics were poor, I cannot, frame my answers properly during the interview. Ma'am, I got desperate during the group discussion. And ma'am, I don't know whether I am, the perfect fit for the armed forces or not. Immediately, I start remembering my old days or our old days. We were the same candidates in front of General Datar sir, and eventually the magic which he did was a shift of 360-degree into our mindsets. And from that time onwards, there is not even a single day where we doubt ourselves or our capabilities. So this is the intention of this platform, to do the same shift, 360-degree shift in your mindset as well. And after this workshop, at least you will never tell or ask yourself that whether you have it in you or not. one thing I can promise you, that all of you have that potential as young people of this country. It's just that you have to realize it, you have to work on it, and eventually you can lead your own way. Now, what is the importance of today's day? That today is Kargil Vijay Divas, and we remember it to commemorate the victory of the Indian Armed Forces in the Kargil region in Ladakh along the LOC. A lot of movies have already been made on this, and today so many people sacrificed against the Pakistani forces, and an operation was launched which was known as Operation Vijay, eventually, which we won. Why? Because of our armed forces. But one common thing which I can tell you, in this victory and between you, why you can find a connection, is that a lot of young officers, which whom we remember, whether it is Captain Vikram Batra, Captain Manoj Kumar Pandey, or Captain Anuj Nair, the common thing between you and them is that they were nearly around your age when they made the supreme sacrifice for this country. They were in the age bracket of 20 to 25, and you are in the same age bracket. So that is one common thing, and that is the potential of the youth. If they can lead the country in those times, then we can also do a lot of things for our country, whether in the armed forces or in some other field. So that's why we started our platform a year ago on this day itself, and today we are completing 1 year of guiding and motivating young people like you. So you can move on to the next slide, Alok.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. So about us, as I've told you, that we want to motivate and guide the serious aspirants to, guide through the entire process. So it does not start at screening or SSB. It starts right from your, the day you fill the form for the written examination. So some of you may have direct entries like tech entries, but written examination is something which is common to all. So that is the gate pass, guys. That is the gate pass of going to the SSB. Without clearing the written exam, we cannot give the SSB until unless we don't have the direct entry. So our mission is that we guide you from the very start, from the written exam itself, because the marks which you get in the written exam, it will eventually help you in clearing the merit. And along with written examination, you need to start working on yourself. As we talk now, this should be the first day, or again the restart day, where you start working on yourself. And let's see where you go in 6 months. Some of you find your name, may find your name in the merit list, and in the coming year, some of you may find yourself training in the academy. So our motivation is General Datar sir, and he was the former commandant of the rejection board, as you may know it, SSB Prayagraj, and he was also the president of 18th SSB Prayagraj. So from a interviewing officer's perspective, because we have heard from recommended candidates or from other mentors or from friends that what has happened in the SSB, where you could have done mistakes, where you could have done something good. But when I talk to General Datar sir, he tells me that sometimes he used to make his decision whether to recommend a candidate or not in the initial 5 to 10 minutes. So the assessors are total expert there. You cannot pretend something else during those 5 days. So who can tell you better than interviewing officer himself, that what they look for in a candidate, and then what kind of routine you need to have in order to get recommended, what to do and what not to do. And other than that, what kind of mindset you need when you are approaching SSB. So as I said, whenever sir talk to candidates, he is never just limited to SSB. Whenever he sends his good wishes, he's always like, join the armed forces, join the civil services, join the state services, do very well in your corporate jobs, and do very well in other private sectors, in your startups, in anything. And eventually the base of it can be SSB preparation. So he has mentored thousands of students so far, including us, including me and Alok sir. Eventually, we are his students, and we operate from the Indore Mahu region, and a lot of candidates from this region have already benefited from his guidance, but we wanted to put forward his guidance across the country so that candidates, from other cities and other areas can also benefit from his guidance. And we will invite him in some time, and he will share his wisdom with you, and you also be ready with your questions. So yes, about our journey so far, we started with just some simple discussions in the Tasar's hall in his living room, that how can we take your guidance to other candidates. And eventually we started conducting sessions for the students who are residing in Indore or Mahu, and eventually it turned into a community of candidates in the WhatsApp group. And then eventually we had a reach on Instagram. We have now a team who is promoting us on Instagram, so that more and more candidates get to know about us. And finally, in the course of 1 year, we are successfully able to have a digital presence, via an app, via Instagram, via Telegram. So first thing, all the candidates who have joined this session, I would, it would be an honor for us if you join us on those platforms, so that we can inform you for such future sessions, and you join us for other workshops which we are going to conduct in future, and then we can all practice together. And definitely next time we meet, the stories will be different. People will be telling here how they got screened in, how they performed really well in their conference, and how they got recommended. Okay, so you may change the slide, Alok. Okay, so I'll tell you a bit about our team. It is a team of hardworking people, not just hardworking, but very people who have this goal to motivate and work for defense aspirants. So, this platform is the brainchild of Alok sir itself. So, Alok also, had his journey of which was full of ups and downs, which included everything from failure in the written exams to failure in screening process, and eventually he gave 14 SSB attempts and ended up clearing 2 SSBs and ended up becoming the All India rank 1. And now it's his mission to guide worthy candidates and deserving candidates into this procedure. And now, through his guidance, a lot of people are improving and have, moved forward in their journey as well. So that's why I tell a person who has been in your shoes, he has been in your shoes. He was once a screen out guy, once he was a conference out guy, a recommended guy, and eventually he, cracked the entire process. So anyone who is feeling right now that, we are stuck at some particular place, कोई आप में से अभी स्क्रीनिंग के साथ ही डील कर रहा है, यू आर लाइक स्क्रीन इन हो जाए, रिकमेंडेशन का तो बाद में देखेंगे, राइट, पहले स्क्रीनिंग तो हो जाए. And then some of you are stuck with the conference. It's been 13, 14, 10 attempts, and I just am stuck at the conference. And eventually, once you cross that barrier, you'll realize that it was not a cup of tea, but it was not rocket science either. And that's what is our mission, that to tell you that it's not rocket science. It's not some heaven made candidates who get recommended. People get recommended among us. We have seen, and Alok is an example. Then a bit about myself. So I have also walked in your shoes. I was once a candidate who was full of doubts, the way I speak or the way I have, put forward my expression. But eventually, I gave these exams, and step by step I started clearing. So I have cleared written exams. I have appeared in the SSB procedure. And, eventually through my own journey and struggle, I kind of, got an expertise on looking, into people's mind. So all possible problems or doubts you can have, I can totally understand. So, in future sessions, if we meet, you will see it will be like a magic that I tell you that's what exactly you are thinking, that this is your doubt, this is what that is going on in your mind, and I'll be able to give you answer and, to bring you out of your situations, especially with the screening part. Those who are stuck at screening, one thing I can guarantee you, that after those sessions, you will never get screened in. That is my guarantee to you, that screening mein to aap stuck nahi hoge. And then recommendation is something on which we have to work. Then we have Mr. Kaushal Sahu sir with us, who is an expert in maths. It's been almost a decade for him that he has assessed and analyzed and taught mathematics part of NDA and CDS. So he has got a very good hold on the maths part. And if any one of you is facing issue with maths, especially in this CDS examination, if you want to clear for other academies other than OTA, then you have to clear the maths part. And other academies also give you permanent commission. So these small things, it's like it's far-fetched dreams right now. That again, आप पहले कॉन्फ्रेंस छोड़ो, recommend हो जाए, उसके बाद permanent commission और short service की सोचेंगे. But I'll tell you that dream very very big. आप बस recommendation की नहीं सोचो, आप सीधे academy join करने का सोचो, permanent commission लेने का सोचो, and that's what that will push you towards working hard. And then we have Miss Ridhima with us, who is the creative force of our team. The work and creativity which you see on our Instagram, on our WhatsApp, and eventually which you will see in our Telegram is, all because of her. And she is youngest of all, maybe younger than you, but it's very inspiring for us the way she is working. Yes. Okay, so again, the source of everything and the source of entire inspiration is General Datar sir. So yes, in the Mahu region, there are many, many officers. It is also the homeland of, retiring officers, retired officers. Eventually, a lot of them settles into Mahu. But what is different about General Datar is that, he is not only, he's not only given a lot of candidates through SSB selection. He was once a president in the Allahabad board. So definitely whomsoever he selected is either a serving officer right now or even may have or near to retirement. So he's already given so many officers to this country. But the moment he got retired, he started guiding, candidates like us in his home only. And just, ghari ghar mein padake, he has, guided thousands of candidates till date. And again, a lot of them are serving, some are training in the academy right now, and those who did not get select are doing very very good in other fields. So he is like a magic man for us. Once you interact with him, there is no going back. कहीं ना कहीं तो आप पहुंच ही जाओगे. So that's what we say about him. And he what's his expertise is that the shift of 360-degree of mindset. Whatever you are thinking, whether you think negatively about yourself or whether you think not in an optimistic manner, or whether you have a complaining nature, whatever it is, after interacting with him, it's all going to change for you. So that's what is his expertise. And he's very expert in developing the OLQ, which is the base of the entire SSB procedure. Throughout the 5 days, only OLQs are being checked. And as we take the session ahead, Alok sir will be explaining to you, what are OLQs and how to develop them. But yes, if there is one master of developing OLQ in a candidate before you even realize it, that is General Datar sir. So I'll be inviting him shortly. He will be joining this session. So be ready with your questions and note down his wisdom as well. Okay, I'll hand it over to you, Alok, and
Yes, okay.
sir will be joining soon.
So yes, thank you so much again, everyone, for listening. As we are talking about our inspiration, so definitely General Datar has played a very big role in our personal life as well as for Guts and Glory. Uh, Sir will be joining us soon. Meanwhile, we would like to talk about the philosophy. So you must have been to uh, so many other, guides, coaches. You must have seen so many WhatsApp videos, YouTube videos. You must have got information from so many sources, and everybody keeps telling you what exactly you have to do. So ये कर लो तो हो जाएगा, वो कर लो तो हो जाएगा, all these things. But here our philosophy is the other way. So yes, it is important what to do, but more than that, it is important what not to do. That is still 50% of the process, right? If you know that what are the things we need to avoid, definitely it will help you in getting recommended or to achieve whatever you want to do in life. So that's the philosophy which we follow. We actually guide the candidates what not to do in SSB, right from screening to getting recommended, and that's how it has helped so many students so far, and we certainly believe that it will help again for all of us. So for time being, I will stop share the screen. Sir will be joining us anytime soon. Meanwhile, so far, if anyone has any questions, please let me know. I will be answering those questions. Or if anyone has anything to share, please go ahead.
Okay, so Sir has joined us. Let me just wish him and brief him a bit, and then I'll ask some questions on behalf of everyone, and then candidates can start freely interacting with Sir.
Yes. So before, yes. So everyone, we will be keeping this 20-minute session with Datar sir. You will be directly interacting with sir. You can ask questions. Sir will be answering those questions, for you. And once that is done, then we will be starting with the overall process. Whatever is the agenda for today's workshop, we will be covering that. So that will be the flow of the workshop. Over to you, Apurva ma'am.
Okay, Krishna, if you are there, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so you can just unmute Sir and let me know if I am properly audible to him.
Yes, Purva, I am here and I am ready to interact.
Okay, good evening, Sir. Let me know whether I am properly audible to you.
Yeah, I am audible and I am quite comfortable.
Okay,
I
Sir. So,
hope I am visible there on the
yes, Sir.
screen.
Yes, Sir.
Okay.
You are
Good
perfect.
evening, sir. Thank you so
Okay.
much for joining.
How many boys and girls are boys are there, or what is the combination like?
Sir, we have approximately 38 people with us, and candidates from different parts of India have joined us. And yes, so we have both boys and girls, and some are through graduate entries, and some are through 10 plus 2 entries with us. So, first of all, I would like to thank you for joining this session, and thanks a lot for your services for this country before retirement and post retirement as well.
Yeah. It's okay now. Okay.
Okay, sir. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Everything
So
is all right.
I would
Okay.
like to thank you for your services on this day of Kargil Divas and the services which you have given in the armed forces. And after retirement as well, you continue to serve our country through guiding so many young aspirants. So thanks a lot for that.
It's a joy. It's a personal joy I get. I interact with people. You know, I was telling somebody that at this stage in life, I am over 80-year-old. So at this stage in life, there are only just two good things that happen to me. That I go and play golf early in the morning at 5:30. I leave at 7 o'clock. I come back 7:30. And second is when I interact with boys and girls for their interview. You know, their aspiration is there. They are wanting to do something, wanting to achieve something, and that's a very good thing. It's an encouraging thing. You know, there's a whole lot of these boys and girls who go become officers in the armed forces. But what has happened is that over a period of time, it has become very, very competitive. Although there are streams, many streams are available. There are people who NDA, there is a TES, then there is a CDS, there is a FCAT. There are so many streams are available. And there are people who continue working hard. There are some who give up. You know, they after about 3, 4 chances, they say, okay, that's enough. There are some people who, like I myself, cleared a person who came for the 17th time. You know, and he's a colonel now in the army. And sometimes he writes to me or he sends some greetings. And so it's a pleasure, you know, because that fellow perseverance is something, a very important quality that you should be able to persevere. And notwithstanding the setbacks that you have had, or notwithstanding the problems that you have had, or notwithstanding, the circumstances are such where maybe they are not conducive. Sometimes what happens is the family pressure is that you better start earning something. That kind of thing is there. Yes, but in spite of all that, there are people who persevere and ultimately become winners. So there is a very interesting word called officer-like qualities, OLQ. And the system is actually looking for this OLQ. Now, as far as the psychologists are concerned, they have defined this OLQ 15 qualities, basic 15 qualities. And every question that is asked in the interview is linked to a group of qualities, either 1, 2, or 3 qualities. And therefore, the moment that question is there, the response gets quantified into the terms of the number which to be associated with it, because the complete scale is given. That if the response is like this, so much points. If the response is like this, there's so much points, like this. So every question is. But then over a period of time, what has happened is that we got a laundry list of about 50 OLQs. 50 OLQs, because there is no end to it. Like the typical example I have always been giving is that we are standing at a shop, vegetable shop there, and the guy comes there and he picks up some 4 or 5 grapes and then he puts them in the mouth. He says, "Kaisa rate hai iska? Kaise ho raha hai?" Another something in the mouth. The good about 50 rupees worth of grapes, he just eats and then says, "Nahi yaar, abhi baad mein aayenge," and then he just goes away. So an officer is not expected to behave like this. Or that auto rickshaw chap, he says कि यार सब आपका जो है 12 रुपए हो गया, तो he said नहीं हम 10 रुपए देंगे तुमको, 2 रुपए छुट्टा नहीं है. So this is not the kind of behavior expected from an officer. So these 50 qualities which over a period of time we have come up with, like for example, observation skills. You can't be just standing there and not, then you suddenly realize that something is happening there and you're not even reacting. So many 50 qualities, and when we start interacting, we'll have a list made and shown to people as to what does it mean. When you say that this quality is there, this quality is there, like calmness under pressure. Now under pressure is a common thing. Some pressure from here, some pressure from there, but you remain calm and don't lose your cool. There is a very important this thing like positive attitude. So in spite of everything going wrong here and there, you can still maintain a positive. And the biggest quality of all this, which has not been included right from the beginning, but it has become a very, very dominant, is empathy. Your ability to put yourself into the shoes of the person who is standing in front of you. That is a very, very, very important, because it gets associated with a very important research which was undertaken in Harvard University some time ago. A gentleman called Daniel Goleman. He was the psychologist who did research on that, and they call it emotional intelligence. Which is now that what has happened is that in Harvard, the research has been going on, and they said there are 8 different types of intelligence, like we call only IQ, intelligence quotient, which basically related to your mathematical abilities. But there are, the abilities to handle people. There are abilities to express yourself well. You find there are some people who become good writers. There are some people who become good auditors. They can give a good talk. So there are different things are there. But from the armed forces point of view, empathy is a very important quality where you should be able to understand what is happening to that person who is standing in front of you in whatever argument he is putting up to you. So we will eventually give a list of all these 50 qualities and little explanation on that. What does it mean? Although they are very simply this thing, like the calmness, positive attitude, resourcefulness. Resourcefulness is a very important thing that you should be able to, innovate something and get going. Otherwise, you will better go, wo to hai nahi, and then that is not going to work out. So how you will? In fact, the entire lot of the group tasks which the GTO conducts are all on this, that resourcefulness, whether you can innovate something. Because that is what, as we've been talking about, that the British Indian Army, when they suffered defeat in Burma during Second World War, towards the end of the Second World War, and the problems they faced were this only, that they were very, very thick jungles. There was this Iravati river, which has got lots and lots of tributaries, very fast current, like you have Mandakini fast current at Haridwar, Rishikesh. So it was very, very difficult to cross those. So they wanted young officers to find solutions by innovating, and innovating with what was available in the jungles. And in jungles, you get patta, balli, and ropes. So that is what, since 1943, even now, we have not been able to find a substitute. Because the moment you say, all right, something mechanical, they'll say, no, no, in villages, this knowledge is not available. You say something to do computer, they say, no, no, this is not available. Because our country's spread is so wide that you have to find something which is applicable, and with the degree of difficulty is not very high for people who are coming from remote areas. So it makes a lot of difference, like when the girls started coming for the SSBs from different places. So I used to go in the evening. At that time, I was the commandant of the selection center East, that is at Allahabad, Prayagraj. So when the girls started coming, I used to go in the evening to find out they are comfortable and it's fine, they are okay. And there was a girl who came from Jammu and Kashmir, somewhere near Rajouri. And the girl was amused. She found that there were girls of her age from different parts of the country, because she had never been outside J&K. She never thought, she could never imagine as to how the girls from the other part of, somebody from South India, somebody from the East India, somebody from the Central India, some Sikh followers, some Christian. So it was a very good thing for her. And the best thing was that I decided myself that I am not doing anything good for the country if she gets screened out on the first day and goes back. What impression she will go, she has come with so much of josh to appear in this thing. So I told my boys, I said, all right, we're going to screen her in. And we screened her in. But thereafter, she passed on her own because she was very quick on uptake. She learned things very fast and she passed on her own. There was no requirement of any push. So that is the spirit. Boys and girls, you don't have to be actually, sort of mugging something, ki aise karo, aise karo, aise karo. No, nothing. The test is of your originality. The parvarish that you have been through, your parents have taken trouble and given you everything best they could afford. In spite of the number of children, your brothers, sisters who are there, maybe somebody who is only, or somebody who's got 2, 3, 4. So in spite of all this, they have done their best. So that is what is required. That is what your originality, what matters, and not this that you roast somewhere there and then you are just giving it out and all. Because like we come across people who in the psychological test, some coaching center told that you are right, everything is good. So in WAT, when the word started coming, they said murder. He said is good. He said robbery is good. I mean, you can imagine thoughtless fellow, and he wants to become a defense forces officer, and certainly he is nowhere there. There's another very interesting thing I found. There are so many coaching centers have come up all over the place. Some charge lots of money, some charge medium, some charge less money, but the quality is something which is very, very doubtful. And instead of training or motivating or piloting them, we find that they create problems for this thing. Recently, just about 10-15 days ago, there was a boy from Jaipur, and he was he was for NDA. He was very good and everything is all right, but I found a very serious drawback, and which is attributable to his coaching center. Every question I ask, suppose I ask about, tell me about your parents. So his response would start with, if I talk about my father is this, he does this thing. If I talk about my mother, then should I ask you about your father and mother? Then what do you mean by saying that if I talk about my father, if I talk about my sister, I mean, all along he was doing this and all. Obviously, he couldn't make it otherwise he was very good. Similarly, the next thing was that, but this is, I have seen long time ago, that the people, they go to a coaching center and the English, they were told that you must have good English. So the good English, they define by saying, you tell me your routine. So you'll say, I used to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Then I used to get ready. And then I used to go. So I said, we are not asking used to, we are asking what you do today. But he's taught this language there. The English that is taught at the coaching center is this, that I used to get up, I used to do this, I used to do this, I used to do this. So the good fellow, otherwise, on every other scale, and he doesn't make it. Why? Because of this silly sort of thing, So the coaching center, therefore, there is always, in fact, there is a very interesting difference between the coaching centers here and the coaching centers in, let's say, USA. Because when I go there on visit to USA, I've gone and talked to people there with the armed forces people and all. So there it is a very interesting thing that they coach, they train people, and should the fellow join the West Point, they got his academy there at West Point. So, and 6 months, if he remains there, the coaching center is awarded something. He's given some money, monetary this thing and all that. Yes, you've done a good job. Because their fear is that the training is so tough that within 6 months the fellow will run away. He say, "Nee, nee, mere ko nahi karna." That kind of thing and all. While in our case, we always look at the coaching center as something who are not doing good work. They are just wanting to earn money and this. So you can go and join any coaching center, but one has to be careful about what is being taught. And therefore, the institute like AFCAT, which is there, the institute in Nagpur, they're doing a good job. They charge one-time money. They are not doing any coaching. They are not doing any training. They are just testing you, putting you through the complete system of the. And Apurva and Alok, that is what we want to do. Eventually, after some time when we stabilize, that after the initial training, we are going to put them through the complete system so that they know where they do stand. And then we can give them that here you stand. And then thereafter they can decide as to how they want to improve upon. And so I am available. I take sort of pride in helping people. And with you, Apurva and Alok, we hope to make a difference. We hope to make a difference that people who come, who are genuinely interested, who are keen on joining there. There was a boy who came recently who was, I found that his, the experience is that any of these boys who come there, I ask them, where do you see you fit into the army? What sort of armed service you want to join? So the fellow will say, I want to be in the special forces. I want to be a paratrooper, and I want to be in the special forces. But I came across a fellow who was nowhere near the special forces. He was looking for some cushy job, some administration, logistic. वो मिलने से ठीक है, that kind of thing. So I said, then you are a wrong person. Yeah, you better go to some places where you can go to the office in the morning and come back in the evening, and not really required to in the armed forces. So, Purva, thank you very much for giving this opportunity. And we continue this thing. We'll make a list because all 5 days, except for the Wednesday, otherwise 1, 2, 3, 4 days I am available morning, evening, and something like I gave you the list of there are these soldiers have also come 5. Another soldier has also come 5. In fact, they had given me a list of about 25 soldiers. But
Yes, sir.
something happened here, something. But these soldiers will also come, and we will help them to make it. So anybody who comes there, we are not wanting to make money. We are wanting to do some good work for the society, so that people, are able to see the world of difference that people make. Hemant will tell you, his elder brother also came to us, and he is an Air Force officer now. And so the difference in the quality of life which makes with a fellow reaching there is a big thing for any family. Simple middle class families, you find a moment to go. This happened to me also, that I came from a very simple middle class family. My father was a teacher, a school teacher, and suddenly when I went to the NDA out of the blue, it made a world of difference for them. His prestige in society went up. All these things that we've been talking about, the advantages of joining the armed forces. The question, why do you want to join the army? Why do you want to join the armed forces? We'll have to tell people again and again that this is the organization the whole country trusts, whole country depends. And I want to be part of that organization so that whole country looks up to it. And then there are many other adventurous life. But this boy who had come there, nothing like adventurous and all. He was more interested in that logistic or administration of Milja. job. He is looking for a job in the armed forces, and that gives a bad feeling to us. This job, we're not doing a job. It is a life that we are giving soldiers. And so,
Definitely,
Apurva,
sir.
thank you very much.
Sir,
Alok and Apurva, thank you very much.
Sir,
Yeah.
most welcome, and a lot
Thank you,
of good
sir.
insights we got from you. So now a lot of candidates are listening to you. So can we would like to have some questions from their side, which you can answer.
Certainly, yeah.
Okay, guys. So you can start asking your questions. It is a very precious, opportunity to interact with the former board president. So he will tell you from an interviewing officer's perspective that what all mistakes you should avoid in SSB, what to do, what not to do. And sir, we would like to know that as an interviewing officer, what all qualities you use to check while having the interview. So, guys, you can start asking your questions. Pankuri Gugoi, yes, please ask your question.
Hi, hello, good evening,
Good
sir. Actually, I wanted to ask that I'm not still I didn't get the SSB date or something like that, but I would like to ask you that how should I start preparing uh like from written part because I'm still in process of giving written exam and everything. So yeah, I wanted to ask that.
Okay, so Pankuri, with the written part and with the technical things, we will help you. But sir, if in order to reframe her question, I would like to ask that what all a fresher needs to do. A fresher candidate, if someone is looking forward to start the preparation, so how should they start?
And you could recall the technical aspects of.
Just a second, sir. I will reframe the question. I would like to ask that how a fresher candidate, because a lot of candidates are fresher here, who just wants to start the preparation from, let's say, day one. So, what all things should they do to start preparation for SSB?
To this, like for example, the starting point is either wanting to go to the NDA or the technical entry scheme. And in fact, we found a large number of boys here have qualified on both. And the doubt comes in their mind, where should we go? Should we go to the NDA or should we go to the... Recently, MCTA here, Mahou, their team had gone to in Switzerland for an international competition on AI, and this team won from there. And the person who led the team was who got selected to NDA. He went and joined NDA, and then his name came up for TES. And since he wanted to be certain that he becomes an engineer, and therefore he left NDA, came and joined here the technical entry scheme, became an officer in the signals, and now he contributed this that so much of good name was brought to our country, to the MCT, to the Indian Army. Because of this fellow, we won a international competition. So the point is this, that you decide that I want to opt both, or I want to go to the TES, or I want to go to the NDA. Then the preparation starts accordingly. Actually, there is no specific preparation, because if your parents have done their work, if the parents have given you the upbringing, then there is no problem at all. Because, for example, the 3 points when people go for the interview, personal interview, apart from the GTO and the psychological test, because if the psychological test say that there is something in your mind and you are having something, some ill wills harboring in you, then there is a problem. But in the GTO, like the GTO finds specifically in case you are the single child, you're a single girl of the family, or there are brothers but there is a single girl. Okay, so. This thing the GTO can make out within no time. Within no time, the fellow can make out. It's a signal, because the attitude, the body language shows that the person is a brat. because he's so used to that he gets whatever he asks for, or she gets whatever she asks for. The parents, whether they can afford or not afford, and therefore she becomes and therefore then they find it very difficult to get adjusted in the team, in a group. And the GTO's task is this, to find whether you fit into the group. Are you? Because the family, the whole army is a family. I know. My question. So this, okay. So the point is this, starting point is this, that your simple basic knowledge is there. That's all. And that is what we are helping to polish. Apurva is helping to polish. Alok is helping to polish. And so am I. That I am helping to polish. The basic things are there. You have to just sort of been given a polish to these qualities, and you're okay. You're perfectly fine. Like, for example, you're expected to be having good communication skills in English. But there are a lot of people, who are not prepared to go and train themselves either by, coaching or by communicating with each other. Right in the school itself, they say. So what happens is that the English they speak is not correct English grammatically. It's not right. Their modulation is not good. And then what happens is that instead of becoming good, although the permits system permits that you can come down to Hindi when you find that you're stuck up in English. But that's about all. You just say a few sentences in Hindi, mere ko sab aisa karna hai, and then you go back into English. That's perfectly fine. But you keep speaking at random and think that you're speaking English. It happens to many people. I found that they're not speaking right, correct, grammatically correct English, but they believe they're performing all right. So that is not there. But otherwise, everything is there. Only require polish, and that is what we are providing, that polish. And by testing that, you'll find that yes, this is how you're capable there. The moment you understand the 50 OLQs, you'll find, oh, it's very simple. This I have been following and I know it, this and all. So there is no big deal. Right?
Okay. So next, candidates, the questions which are related to the written part or OIR part, we will be able to help you with that. But let me know any questions which is related to the 5-day SSB procedure. Regarding interview. Yes, Harman, can we have your question?
Jain sir. So my question here is that. So my question is that in the first day of SSB, like there is a process OIR, there is a process PPDT, and sir, it is said very frequently by a lot of people that go blank-minded. Khali dimag se jao, you will perform good. But sir, like as a student of, I would say, nursing background, medical background, I don't have knowledge of engineering background. I don't have knowledge of law and sports as well. So, sir, it makes me to study those things. I do study about sports, I do study about law, I do study about technical things so that I can put them in my story. So, what happens here is, sir, when I see the picture, sometimes what I have read, I sometimes put those points and वो stimulus से थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे हो जाता है. So, I feel difficult कि if I go blank-minded, I'm going to write rubbish. I think so. I'm going to write anything which I don't even know, like sports. In my one attempt, I remember there was a picture that came regarding sports. And I am more into academics. I have been into academics. I don't know about sports anything. So I just wrote anything, like any story. I just wrote there to just write a story. मैंने कुछ भी लिख दिया sir वहाँ पे. So that is the thing. How to tackle this situation, like for PPDT or either for TAT as well, because I am gaining knowledge, but to be real, to be originality, that you say that be original there, but without knowledge, I feel that I have nothing to write.
Okay, Harman, sir, I will reframe her question. Sir, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes. So she is asking that whether it is said that one should go blank-minded in the SSB process. But when she sees the picture in the PPDT, the picture comes from various kind of stimulus. Like some pictures are sports based, some pictures are conversation based. So if she goes blank mind, she is not able to write a good story. And if she studies about a lot of things, it will not relate to her. So she's asking that whether a person should go blank mind in the SSB, or they should gain some information about different areas.
Okay. Now let us first understand, the background to this is like this, that in the past, when I appeared for the NDA SSB interview in 1961, long time ago. No, so that time there was no requirement for a screening because people didn't know about this kind of thing. There is a thing called NDA which had come up, and anybody who passed the written test was called for the interview, and not very many people used to pass, and then this used to go on. Now over a period of time, what has happened is that a large number of people in the country have understood that this is a very good opportunity, very good option for career for the young boys and girls. And therefore, a huge lot of people started appearing. And therefore, a large number of people passed and they come for the SSB interview. So it was decided that we should have a screening. The system is still working to find a solution that you go to in case of, like, for example, bits planning or GRE, you give your test online and immediately you pass. But then the problem is that somebody who is a disabled person, he will also give the test and he will say, "ठीक है साहब, मेरे को बुलाओ अभी उसके लिए." And then the fellow will be told, "No, you are not eligible because you are a disabled person." So we started doing this. So when we decided that we should have the screening test, what all should be there? So we said there should be two things. One is psychological test, and second one is the intelligence quotient, IQ test. So the IQ test was put as the OIR, Officers Intelligence Abilities Test, where to find out the basic intelligence is there. Nobody is wanting you to have 120, 150 or something. But yes, that close to 170, 80, 100, that should be good enough. And therefore, the moment you do little bit of work on this, OIR will be all right. Now, PPDT is the part to test how much negativity you are carrying. It's the psychological test, negativity you are carrying. So the idea is this, that the moment a picture without any context is shown to you, your mind will race back and imagine something that happened in past in your life. You will probably correlate with that. You'll see some scene there and you'll remember something that happened in your life few years ago, and you start correlating. And therefore, here, if you've been able to correlate, then you're required to say that whatever scene that you remember for your life, and therefore you're required to say how many males, how many females, their approximate ages and their moods. So that you're conveying that yes, you remembered something from your life, and then you're writing those things. Otherwise, there is no context at all. The context is your own remembering your past. But it is not necessary everybody does this. It's not possible. And therefore, you create a story. You create a story because it is not necessary that everybody is able to remember from the past. Oh, that this was something like this happening when we had got so and so, and then you make a story out of that. Not exactly, but something similar to that. But otherwise, if there is no negativity, you can make any number of positive stories. That's something good, something distinct, because the test is how much negativity are you harboring. And the moment, because we have come across people write this story. This is the story of Ram. He's going for a very important examination on his scooter. Unfortunately, his scooter got punctured. Now, where is this unfortunately, and why should this scooter get punctured? Can't people go straight to their place for test? But this is the negativity which the person is harboring. And that is what they want to see, that are you having, I mean, it's a very simple thing you are giving, like the typical story we say, that here is this boy who is aware that there is a river next to the village, and when they have to cross the thing and wade through the river, so he used to think, why can't there be a bridge? So he decided when he grows up, he will get a bridge constructed. So he works hard, goes to an engineering thing, becomes an engineer, and with the help of village and the government, he gets a bridge constructed. And clap, clap, clap. That yes, that's a positive story. Now the variations in this, that he wants to become a doctor because he finds that there are so many people who become sick there and there. He wants to become a police officer because there are so many. So he's responding to the situation in his surroundings, in his village, by having an aspiration that I am going to grow and do this. I am going to do this for my society, for my people. That's a positive way of looking things. So he is looking positive, having an aspiration that I will do something to contribute for the welfare of the, or for the good of the society around me. There should be no, it's a very simple story that one has to write. There is nothing that, but people unnecessarily want to write, get into loop and get into negativity and all. That's not really required. It's just simple, make a simple, straight story. And because the moment your initial story is a positive story, is a good story, thereafter it's all fine. You also contribute. Somebody says, all right, fellow has got the aspiration to become a doctor. So you accept, all right, doctor, and then you make the story potent, interesting by giving your point, your contribution, your point. So all these things get to it. Your initial thought is positive and not negative. And then you're happy to contribute. You're not, digging a morcha and saying, yes, my story is the best. No, you just think whosoever story is accepted by the group, you join, and then you're contributing that. So it is you want to move, convince the people there that there is no negativity you are harboring, there is no negativity you are carrying, you're thinking positive. And as opposing to this, the TAT, thematic appreciation test, where there are these 11 stories coming one after the other, 30-second picture and 4 minutes writing a story, is the test of your positivity. Every now and then we are told, think big, think positive. What is think positive? What is big, and how big is big? If your big is a very small compared to others, then there is something wrong, because then you have not been able to think big. So the 11 pictures are meant to show as to how you can think positive, how you can think big. And therefore there you are not expected to correlate with something that happened in your life. Here you are giving your imagination, your ability to think positive, think good, think big. And therefore, there is no need for you to say that this so-and-so is father or sister, mother, this, nothing like that. Just start the moment you see the picture. While in case of PPDT, you're associating the picture with something that happened in your life. And therefore, then you're describing all these details. And therefore, there is this possibility of negativity in case you're harboring because of your experiences in life. Apurva, today the situation is every time, every day when you leave your home for your school, college, or work, you don't know which you are going to fight or what sort of bad things happening. You'll find suddenly some danga going on there or some marpit going on there, people rushing all over the place. So therefore, this negativity comes in. That you start thinking, "Aaj kuch to bhi hone wala hai. Aaj kuch to bhi negative hone wala hai." And instead of thinking that "Aaj kuch to bhi acha hone wala hai," today something good is going to happen. No, so that is the kind of thing. So the PPDT, the whole thing is idea is how much negativity are you harboring because of your experiences in life till you go become 18-year-old or 23-year-old. No, that is the whole. Otherwise, there is nothing. Simple story. And Apurva, you are an expert. बोलो लिखो story हम बताएंगे. ठीक है.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We have another question from Abhi Awad. So he is a previously recommended candidate and he got medical out. So since his medical out attempt, he is getting constantly conferenced out in every attempt because he is not able to handle the question why he got medically unfit. So he is not able to handle that question and he is asking whether he should tell the honest reason of his medical out or not.
The point is this: in the medical, it is not that straight away they said you are medical out. They give a TR, temporary reject, and you get 40 days to get your checkup done, your treatment done, whatever. There are boys who have gone and got their eyes operated at Chennai in that big eye center there. There are people who have got their ears things corrected. So in 40 days, it's okay. There are people who taken complete 6 months. They got a surgery done and then it fix them because after the surgery is done, it takes 6 months for it to stabilize. So they've gone into the next batch and done.
Yes,
But there
Abhi,
are some cases
you
where,
can speak directly so that.
Yeah, hello. Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so sir, actually the thing is that I got medical out due to color vision issue, and color vision is such a problem that it can't be solved with help of surgery or anything. And I think that I am a very borderline case because I think that I was able to answer some of the questions that they tell you to read in the book, but some numbers I was not able to, read in the book. So I believe that I can get medical leave so that I can get recommended again. But I think that to get recommended again, I have difficulties in passing this question about why you got medical out. Because I think that if I'm telling them that I got medical out because of the color vision.
Hello, Abhi.
Yes. Abhi, I've got your question. I'll just reframe it. So,
Yes. Reframe it for me. Yes, please.
okay. So, Abhi, you got temporary rejection or permanent rejection?
Temporary rejection only.
Okay. So, you believe that you can pass the color test next time,
Yeah,
but
yes,
you
I
have been
believe
not
that.
answering that question correctly.
Actually, some things happened in the BSDC at the time of AMD. So I
Okay.
believe that I could have passed the test, but still I was not able to do so. But otherwise, I will be able to do if I get recommended again.
Okay. So, Krishna, am I audible?
नहीं, क्या है? It
Yes,
is not.
Abhi,
Okay.
you
It
are.
is
Okay.
PR because of the color blindness.
Yes, sir, but he is a borderline colorblind candidate. So he believes that he can pass the test actually, but he is not able to handle that question in the interview part. So, how to handle that question in the interview part? He is a previously recommended candidate.
He is the previously recommended candidate, but in the medical, this they have given him TR because of color
Color
blindness.
blindness, yes.
But it is a TR, temporary rejection. He is a
Yeah,
TR.
TR.
Yes.
This is always there, TR. So what happens is maybe for whatever reason under pressure, they quickly keep showing those and
Yes,
there
the
are
numbers.
reports where people actually mug up because there are only the standard books. So they know that on page one is this, page two is this, page three this, and they keep saying this. But that's not a good idea. If you're all right, then you just go and practice couple of times there with any of these eye specialists, then you'll be all right. Then next time but don't get under stress, because those fellows are
Sir,
there.
Ayo asked me again and again that what was the reason you were not able to join the academy. So
Okay.
what should I do?
I'll reframe it for you. Sir, am I audible?
नहीं तो क्या, what is it?
Sir,
Because he's got 40 days to prepare, isn't it?
sir, he is asking that after that attempt, he is constantly getting conference out because he is contemplating whether to tell truth or not in the interview that he has got a color problem.
नहीं तो नहीं, I don't think मतलब in interview they are not bothered because the medical is a different thing. So there are boys who get, or people who get recommended because of the interviewing officer, the psychologist, and the GTO. They have said, and therefore it has got nothing to do with the medical. And in fact, there are many such cases where we found that the interviewing people didn't know, and the fellow medically permanently reject right at the beginning only. You remember the case of that fellow who was recommended for Air Force, and he got even the computerized test he passed, and he was cleared to be a fighter pilot. And in the medical, they found he was having a very serious issue of thalassemia syndrome. Thalassemia syndrome, I suppose you know what is thalassemia syndrome. Thalassemia is that where the blue baby, the blood becomes, and every 2 weeks or so, you got to have your blood taken out and the new blood is put. And the babies very rarely survive thereafter. This fellow did not have thalassemia, but a syndrome. So they discovered there is that his hemoglobin was 12 and it remained 12. It never came down to 11, 10 or something, and it never rose to 13 or something. So then they found, and they told him that he is unfit for any uniform service. Because what will happen is that suddenly someday when he is flying a fighter and his hemoglobin decides to go down for whatever reason, from there it will come down to 6 and something, the whole thing will crash. And therefore, they told him that you are unfit for any uniform service. And then the fellow went, and he had come from Pune. He went, and now he is doing this. His graduation he has done, post graduation he has done, and he's found a career for himself. So the PR is given, and at PR time there are many boys who get themselves checked, and the moment they find, because the armed forces fellows, they only believe that if there is either the AFMC or something, they have said yes, you are all right, or the base hospital or this bigger hospital, or the one of the AIMS, All India Institute, they say this is like this, there is nothing wrong with you. So
Okay,
that's all
sir.
right. But
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
but then this should not have any effect on the next, when he goes for the next attempt and there is an interview. So he feels that the people will hold it against him that last time he was medically rejected.
I understand,
Is
sir.
this
Yes.
I
Abhi,
understand.
basically, you should tell the truth. They already have their
Yeah, okay.
okay, but it's
Ac-
if you are
Actually, one time, sir, one time, can I say something?
yes,
Actually, one time, IO sir told me that then why are you here? You already know that color blindness is a permanent rejection. You shouldn't come to the SSB only. He told me like this in the 21 SSB Bhopal. So I was a bit afraid after that. So I believe I shouldn't have told that.
next time you go, we will prepare you for that answer.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, okay,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
I believe the questions which are coming forward, as we have a bit shortage of time, so I'll, sir, collect all the questions and send it to you. So you can answer those questions and we'll pass the answers to the candidates. I'll collect all the questions and send it to you, sir.
Yeah,
Uh,
where is he located? So we can meet.
Sir, basically, he is, I think, connecting from some other region. Uh, um, yes, are you, which region you belong to, the last candidate? Okay, in any case, sir, Alok has to take the session ahead. So we will connect with you again. And for now, we will stop with the question answering session. And then we will collect the questions and send them to you. So you can answer more questions.
So if you want to have a one-on-one session with me, he can give me a ring at 11:30 tomorrow morning.
Okay, sir,
11:30
definitely.
tomorrow morning. We can chat and we find a way out. We can find a
Okay,
way
sir,
out.
sir. Okay, I'll sir forward that to him. And sir, thank you so much for joining this session. The wisdom you shared was very, very helpful. And then from here on, Alok will be taking the session ahead. So you can now continue with your routine, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Is there any more, or then we can continue, because I think this is going to take
Yes,
longer
sir.
this.
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, you can continue with your routine now.
What
Alok
we
will
can
take.
do is that you can just compile people who have given this question, and then
Yes,
I can go over and see that.
yes,
All right.
yes, sir. I will compile all the questions and I'll send them to you.
Next time, just the name of the person from place where he is, and then because then we can find somebody who can advise there, or some doctor or something, because we've been doing this so often that there are some people in AIMS who also know us, and there are people in Indore who are experts, and so they can help as to how this is there and all. And it has happened in the past that there are people who benefited from the advice given at Indore or at the All India Institute, and finally they got cleared. Anything.
Definitely, definitely, sir. So, Krishna, am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, Krishna, you can tell sir that he can share his final wishes, and then I'll compile all the questions, and then he is free to leave the session. We'll meet him again.
So but you just compile this so that we'll be prepared with the
Sure,
answers.
sure, sir. I'll definitely do it.
Okay, because when we'll have a session maybe next week or maybe it's
Yes,
convenient
sir.
to you, so करेंगे अपन. And
Definitely.
then we can slot, because I have got in 3 days out of I got this thing. We'll coordinate that. So there are people can come to me in the evening or in the morning 11:30, so that we can have a session. We can continue
Definitely,
process.
definitely, sir. Sir, you can carry on with your routine, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's
Yes,
been a
thank you
pleasure,
so much. Yes.
interacting with
Same,
people,
same
and
here,
it
sir.
will be good. We will be able to encourage people, motivate people, put their doubts at ease. So that will be a good thing. Thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Good evening.
Bye.
Yes, guys, please remain here. Sir has exited us. Alok, you can please carry on the session ahead. Just before you start, guys, please send all these questions in the group, and I'll definitely make sure that I personally reach out to you, and we'll answer each and every of the questions which you have shared here.
Yes, and since all of you are part of the Guts and Glory WhatsApp community, you can also share the questions there. If not here, we will certainly, get back to you with the answers. So yes, thank you so much. Like I would like to say thank you to sir for joining, and let's continue. So today's workshop we will be mostly focusing on what is SSB, why SSB is 5 days. Uh, it's a 5 days procedure, whereas the other interviews as tough as UPSC civil services interview is just conducted for hours. What's that difference in SSB interview? Because of that, it's conducted for 5 days. We will also discuss about OLQs, what are officer-like qualities, how they are tested, how exactly can we, implement those routine things to inculcate those habits. Also, we will focus on Mansa, Vacha, Karmana, which is the overall concept of SSB, and then we will move on to the self-introspection, which is, how exactly we should start doing to get ourselves recommended. And lastly, about the 5 essential characters of every human being, which will get you recommended and which will lead you to success in every aspect of the life. So yes, let's start. Now, for this workshop, the overall registrations which we received, around 50% or more were freshies. They will be appearing for the SSBs for the very first time. So I will actually cover the SSB journey in brief, and then we will discuss some of the important parameters. So let's continue, everyone. And yes, please take a pen and paper. Please write down any question you have. Once we will be done with the discussion, then we will take up the questions from everyone. Okay, so what is SSB? Now, SSB is Services Selection Board's interview. If you have to become an officer in the Indian Armed Forces, whether it's Army, Navy, Air Force, for that matter, even Coast Guard, you have to appear for the SSB interview. Now, unlike any other examination in the country, SSB interview is a 5 day procedure. On the very first day, you have to report to the SSB center. Now for Army, Navy, Air Force and Coast Guard, there are multiple SSB centers located throughout the country. Some of them, you must be knowing, like AFSB Mysore, AFSB Dehradun, SSB Allahabad, Bhopal, Jalandhar. Then there is Naval Board located in Calcutta, NSB Calcutta. There is one in Bhopal. So yes, there are so many SSBs located throughout the country. Now, SSB interview is not just a interview. It's not just 1 day interview. It is the overall holistic approach of assessing a candidate, of his personality, of his character, and most important, his leadership qualities. Now, throughout this 5 days procedure, the very first day starts with your documentation, followed by OIR. Now, OIR is basically a officer's intelligence rating test, and there will be two type of OIRs you have to appear. One is a verbal, one is the non-verbal, on which you have to score as high as possible. Candidates scoring above I would say 90%, 80% have very high chance of getting screened in. And OIR plays a very vital role, not just on day one, but throughout your career in the armed forces. Tomorrow when you will become an officer, wherever you will be posted, wherever course you will be going to, your OIR rating will be actually taken into consideration, that how exactly was your OIR score. So take that very, very seriously. Start practicing questions. from both non-verbal and verbal section. Now coming to the other part of day one, that is the PPDT, which is picture perception and description test. In that, for 30 seconds, you will be shown a picture. You will have to identify the nature of the picture, identify your central protagonist, central character, mood of the picture, how many characters you see. Based on that, you have to write an action, and in 4 minutes, you have to write the story. As General Datar already mentioned, the PPDT story should be some stimuli from your life. As soon as you see the picture, it should actually hit to some of the memories of your own life. And then you have to write a story there. That is the PPDT. Based on that, your screen in or screen out is decided. Screened in candidates will be staying in the SSB for further 4 days, where other tests will be taken care of, right? Screened out candidates are actually sent back home. So that is the basic day one of SSB. If we talk about the overall duration, so as we discussed, day one is your screen in OIR and PPDT test. Day two, for all the screened in candidates, day two is your psych test, which we also called as psychology test. Psychology test is around 2 hour long rigorous test in which you have back-to-back tests, lined up. It starts with TAT, which is called thematic apperception test, in which there are 11 pictures plus one blank slide shown to you for 30 seconds, and in the 4 minutes you have to write a story, a reasonably good story. I will be also telling you what are the tips and tricks we should take care of to write a reasonably good story. After psychology tests, generally it happens in the morning. Only in the AFSBs it happens on the very first day after your screening in the evening. Now, after your psychology test, your personal interview starts. So it can either start on day 2 after your psych, or it can start on day 3, that means after your GTO. So day 3 and day 4 is basically your GTO, which is the ground tasks, in which there are total 9 tasks, starting from group discussions, then group planning, or we call it military planning exercise, then followed by progressive group tasks, half group tasks, individual obstacles, followed by lecturate, final group task, and then there are total 9 tasks aligned in GTOs, which happen in 2 days. That means on your day 3 and day 4 in the morning hours. Again, all the candidates who got screened in will be having their interviews lined up after their GTO tasks. Then comes your day 5. So day 5 is your conference. On that day, you have to appear in the front of the board, in which all the officers are in their uniform, and you have your final discussion with the conference. Conference basically consists of the interviewing officer, the psychologist officer, the GTO officers who have assessed you throughout those 5 days. And then you have a basic discussion. For some candidates, it goes as early as 2 minutes, but for some, it goes as long as 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes even. So after conference, your final results are declared. Selected candidates who got selected are called as recommended. Then who could not get recommended are called as conference out candidates. After that, the recommended candidates are further proceeded for medicals, and the conference out candidates have to go back home. So this is the overall 5 days procedure which happens in SSB. Now, in those 5 days, your ability to handle pressure, your in taking initiative, your all the 15 OLQs are tested on different parameters. That's why it is a 5 days and not just like an hour or two interview. So you have to also take care in the same way. You have to maintain your energy, your enthusiasm, your motivation level, your consistency in the same level as day one. You must have seen people who perform very good in psych, but then their energy drains down after interview. They think that okay, their interview didn't go well, they would not be recommended, and that affects their GTO. So never do that. Never ever do that. Whatever is your performance in psych or interview should not hamper your GTO. Take each task independently and give your best in every task. That's what is your mindset. That's what is your mental toughness. That's what is your ability to handle pressure. And these are the OLQs which gets tested in the 5 days SSB procedure. Okay. So let's move ahead. Now these are just basic, for those who are repeaters, who have been through the SSBs, already know that. But yes, these are the basic information is, is for the freshers who have, who haven't been to the SSBs before. Now the most important aspect of any SSB is the OLQs, which is your officer-like qualities. Now, officer-like qualities are nothing different or nothing magical. These are some of the most basic, I would say, attributes which must be there in a candidate to get, himself or herself recommended in the SSB. So it has been categorized into four: planning and organizing, which is definitely needed when you are, doing military planning exercise, when you are doing group discussions, when you have to organize your thoughts, right? When you will be writing the responses in SRT or writing a TAT, you also have to plan and organize your thoughts so that you should not be left behind. Then social effectiveness, how better you engage with your colleagues, with your friends, with your mates, in group discussions, in progressive group tasks or in half group tasks, how you treat your subordinates when you're doing a command task. That's what is your social effectiveness. And then courage, determination, which is getting tested when you are doing your individual obstacle, whether you have the ability to take risk or not, whether you have the stamina to complete the overall individual obstacle in 3 minutes or not. That's what is tested. And self-confidence. So self-confidence is tested when you are in the personal interview, when you are giving a lecturate, So that's how in different tasks your different OLQs are tested. And we will be like, this is a workshop, so we are keeping it brief, but in our sessions we actually focus on each and every task, and we tell you that how exactly and how, where exactly which particular OLQ is tested out of which particular task. So, that is the OLQs. Okay. Now, the most important part of the SSB procedure is the concept of Mansa, Vacha, Karmana. Now, everyone, please try to understand whatever you think, whatever you do, and whatever you act. That's what we called as Mansa, Vacha, and Karmana. How exactly it is the core of SSB, I will tell you. So on your second day, which is your psych test, what you think, you actually write it, right? Then on the interview day, you have to speak. That means Vacha. And in your GTO, you perform, you do actions, which is Karmana. Now in the SSB, after all the tests are done, your psych officer, your interviewing officer, and your GTO officer checks that how much aligned is this candidate in terms of Mansa, Vacha, and Karmana. That means how much aligned were your thoughts when you were writing responses in the psych, when you were answering those questions in interviewing officer or in interview, and when you were doing those actions in GTO. I will just quote few examples. So in your TAT you must have written that, okay, in SD I am a very responsible, hardworking, determined candidate. My father think I am very responsible. I help my mother. But in your TAT, there is no story in which there was anything of such sort. Correct? In your interview, when your interviewing officer asked you, okay, Alok, tell me that what is your daily routine and how much, in what activities do you participate at home, and you did not answer anything of that sort. Immediately, it's a red flag. That means the interviewing officer will identify that, okay, whatever this candidate has mentioned in SD or TAT is not getting aligned in the interview. And when you say that, okay, I am a very jolly person, I like to be friends with people, I have so many good friends, but in your PGT and HGT, the GTO officer observes you as fighting, observe you as just performing on his or her own. Immediately, that's a red flag. So whatever you do in SSB, it has to be in sync. It has to be in alignment. Your Mansa, which is your mind, has to be in complete sync with whatever you speak and whatever you do. Then only you can think of yourself as, as a successful candidate, a candidate who can get recommended. Now, all those candidates who could not get through so far, just try to self introspect on this note, whether whatever you have written, whatever you have spoken, or whatever you have done in the SSB, is it aligned, or are there any differences? I am damn sure that there must be some differences, because when I could not get selected in my initial attempts, I also had the same differences. So this would be my suggestion, that please try to align your mind, speech and action. Once it is aligned, you will observe yourself as a better candidate. Okay, so that is the overall concept, which is also the base of SSB, that is Mansa, Vacha and Karmana. Now, if we talk about how exactly the SSB expects out of a candidate, so there are some 5 most essential characteristic attributes which a candidate must have. The first and foremost is good character. So SSB procedure is not is not a rocket science. That's what General Datar also says. SSB is a subset of life. Now, I would firstly explain you what does that mean. So, whatever you are doing in your own life as of now will be reflected in SSB in one way or the other. If you are not a person of good character, if you are lying, if you are not honest with yourself, if you are not consistent, if you are not hardworking, and in the SSB you are writing yourself as a very hardworking, determined, or so and so candidate, it will be identified in some stage or the other. So don't just prepare for SSB, prepare for your life. If you will be good, a person of good character in your life, that will be reflected in SSB, and that will give you a fair chance to get selected. So good character is very, very important. You should be very, very honest. Your integrity should be there, and you should be having that aura of taking initiative, because taking initiative is very, very important as an officer. Then comes physical and mental fitness. SSB certainly is a test of physical and mental fitness. Physically fit is being tested in GTO, but most importantly, your mental fitness is tested in Psych. For 2 hours, you will be having back to back tests, back to back writing. There is no stop. Right now, like I have observed in my last attempts, SSBs started giving 10 minutes breather after your WAT and before SRT, but before that, there were no breaks in between. So for 2 long hours, you will just have to keep writing, keep seeing, observing, writing. So it is actually a test of your mental fitness. Many of the times you must have heard people that they could not complete their TAT stories, they could not complete their WAT, they could not complete their SRTs, they left their SD questions. Why? It is because of they are not mentally fit. They have to have that mental fitness. So prepare yourself in that way, that you should be able to withstand that pressure, and in those pressure you have to perform. That is the second aspect. Thirdly, responsibility and initiative. You have to take ownership of yourself. You can't just, like, if you could not clear your written or SSB, you cannot just throw the blame onto others. That, okay, I could not get selected because of this. I could not clear my written because I did not get a good time. My mind was not working, or this and that reason. My teacher did not told me. My teacher did not give me the important questions. No, the first and foremost, you have to take the responsibility. You have to take responsibility of your own. Then only tomorrow you can actually take the responsibility of a platoon, section, or a battalion as an officer. So taking responsibility and taking initiative of the task is very, very important. Today, on this day, Kargil Vijay Divas, if you would have seen the movies, you must have seen that there were officers who were as young as you and me, and they took initiatives. Even when their CEO told them, okay, you have done enough, now you take rest, let the other company go ahead and take the initiative. But they clearly said no. They took the initiative, that said, no, I will go ahead and I will conquer. So taking initiative is one of the very, very important quality of an officer that is being tested there. you know Now, daily routine and consistency. Now it is the most important part. I will tell you a trick here. So, you have been mentioning in your PIQ that, okay, you have two, three hobbies, you are a very good sportsman, you have been participating in extracurricular activity, but in interview, when your interviewing officer asks you, okay, gentlemen, tell me what's your daily routine. Now you start your daily routine as, sir, I wake up at 6:30, I get freshen up, I get ready for college or for job, I go to job, I come back in the evening, and then I just get freshen up, watch TV, talk to my parents, prepare my lunch, and I have my lunch, I watch TV, I sleep. That is a big red flag. Now, you mentioned that book reading is your hobby, gym is your hobby, cycling is your hobby, but in your routine, it was nowhere mentioned. Now, immediately the interviewing officer will identify that this candidate is a liar. So, if you have to mention something in your PIQ, start inculcating the same in your daily routine from day one. So your daily routine actually plays a very, very important role in your SSB, because that tells the panel, the assessors, that this candidate is actually an honest candidate. And since you are already doing those activities in your daily life, you will be having stories to tell, you will be having explanations to share, you will be having examples to quote. So that is very, very important, and that's why start your daily routine from day one. Consistency, yes, definitely consistency is something which is important for a candidate. If you will not study daily, definitely you're not gonna clear the exam. If you will not perform daily, you will not, you're not going to clear the SSB. So consistency is something every candidate has to develop from day one. Yes, there can be times when you cannot give your 100%, but bounce back the very next day. Whatever the scenarios are, you have to show your consistency. And last but not the least, honesty. You have to be brutally honest with yourself. You have to acknowledge if you could not study today, if you failed in examination, you have to acknowledge honestly. In my personal experience in my SSB, in which I got recommended, I said that, sir, inconsistency is my area of improvement. The interviewing officer instead said, no, I can't agree with you because your academics are good, you have sports participation, your routine is good. How can you say you're inconsistent? I acknowledged my thing that, sir, I actually failed in class 11th maths final exam. So he was shocked that because I accepted my mistake there. And then he asked me, okay, so what did you do to get better at it? I told him that, sir, I maintain a routine. I followed a timetable. I took classes. Honestly, I told everything. And then I shared the result also that, sir, I was one of the city toppers in 12 boards. So then he got agreed. He actually got convinced with my explanation. So if you will not be honest, you will actually, if you will beat around bush, you will be in a big trouble. And as we all know, just to hide I would say one mistake, we keep on lying, and then at one point of time, the interviewing officer catches us, and then we start shivering, we start sweating, and it's all ruined. So right from day one, if you have done something good, accepted. If you could not do something good, if you did some mistakes, have the guts to acknowledge that, okay, sir, I could not perform because of this reason, but I am working on myself. And honesty is the most important quality in SSB that will make you recommended. And that answers one of the question which even Abhi asked. In interview, it doesn't matter whether you got medical out or not. You still are showing up in the SSB. You still are giving your best to get recommended. Your medical is something which is not in your hands. So keep showing up and keep giving your best. SSB, interview, and medical are two different things, and you will not be judged based on your medical, because your performance is tested based on your interview, based on your psych and your GTO. So be very, very honest with yourself. That is something which will, get you recommended in SSB. Lastly, this is our concept in Guts and Glory, which we teach to every candidate, every aspirant. Many a times candidates ask me that, okay, sir, कुछ formula बता दो, share some mool mantra with us, share some tips and tricks with us. What I personally feel, what General Datar always guides, that logical, practical, and observational, these are the three most important pillars for a candidate to get recommended in the SSB. I will explain you how. For everything in life, you have to be very logical. If you are writing a response in TAT, let's take an example. Let's say you are just walking in the evening near let's take a lake, or let's take a neher. Okay, so you visited your village, and you are just walking in the evening near the neher. Okay, now you saw a boy drowning. What would you do? It can be a picture, so you will have to write a TAT story. It can be a SRT, so you have to write the response. Now you have to think logically. What would you do? People will write, we will jump in the river and save. Yes, that is the objective. We have to save the boy. But what is the process? So the process is, the person will remove his or her clothes, remove his or her shoes, and then jump into the river, then hold the child from back. Because if you will hold the child from front, the child will, hold your neck only, and you both will drown. So you will have to hold the child from back so that his hand will not interfere. Then you can, push him to the corner. Then give the, what should I say, like just pump the stomach to take out the water, and that's how you will save the child. So here the approach was very logical. That logical approach is very important. You cannot put emotions. Keep your emotions aside when you are in SSB, because you have to be very thoughtful of the process. You have to think each and every thing that can happen there. As part of military planning exercise, you have to be very thoughtful of what the resources I have, what all things I can take use of. So this is something which is very important. In our detailed sessions, we actually implement this formula into exercises, and candidates have actually improved. uh, they have got screened in, they have got recommended, and is this formula is actually helping everyone. Now, observational. So many of the candidates reach out to us that, okay, sir, we miss out on important points in TAT. So just one trick I will tell you. So whenever you see a picture, always divide it into four quadrants. Four quadrants like this. So there will be top left, top right, bottom left, and bottom right. As a practice, divide it into four quadrants, and try to observe every detail which is there. Once you will have every detail, you will be having a better story to write. Those who miss out the details end up writing a, not a, I would say, not a practical story, and that is where we have to improve. So always be logical, practical, and observational in your life. That's how it's gonna help you in SSB. Now, always the candidates ask me, sir, okay, so I have cleared my NDA, I have cleared my CDS. How should I prepare for SSB? In this session also, many of the candidates were having doubt that how shall we start our preparations, okay, for SSB or for written. Now, before this journey, before you start your journey, let me see the faces. So you have to remember, the one question is very important. Why you have to become an officer in Indian Armed Forces, or why you have to join Indian Army or Indian Navy or Indian Air Force. This question, my friends, is the most important question in SSB, because if why is clear, how is easy. So all those who were having this doubt that how shall we start our preparation, before how, find why. Why you have to become an officer in the Indian Armed Forces. Whether it is you have to enjoy an adventurous life, whether it is you like sports, whether it is you are very academically sound, so you can actually contribute in technology, which is definitely very important. Identify your reason of joining the armed forces. Uh, the armed forces, my friends, have so much to give you, but what you can give in return, that is you have to find. the armed forces will give you a life, full with respect, full with love. The people will respect you. You will get good salary. You will get good places to go. Your family will be safe. Your family's medicals will be taken care of. But what you will give in return to Indian Armed Forces, that is what you have to find. If your why is clear, your how will be easy. So identify the purpose of why you have to join the armed forces. That will certainly, clear your ways of how exactly you want to achieve it. So this is something which I always ask in the very first session, why you have to join. And I find people still not clear that why you have to join. So today after this session, before you start your preparation for written or SSB, whatever, write this question in front of your study desk: why I want to join Indian Army or Navy or Air Force as an officer. The day your why is clear, you will find your ways clear. Your how will be easy. So this is something is the biggest lesson in this 1 hour workshop we can pass on to everyone who has joined.
Okay, Alok, till what time this session will go on, so that
Yes. So this was the last thing. Apart from it, I just have Q&A sessions and also the announcement. So
okay.
the announcement.
Just carry
Yes.
on with the announcement, as I have dropped my number in the chat box.
Okay.
Any candidate can directly reach out to me for queries or Q&As or any doubts or one-to-one guidance. So I'll take calls after this session, guys. You just make the announcement.
All right, that's fine. So yes, the announcement is we have just concluded the batch, and August 3rd we are launching another batch, a 21-day full-fledged SSB preparation batch. There will be a one-time fee. So in Guts and Glory, since it's more the purpose and mission, we do not charge again and again. If you have paid once, you will be part of the Guts and Glory forever till the time you get recommended. The one-time fee will be 3,000 only for the 21-day batch. We are starting on 3rd of August. So yes, all the aspirants, candidate who want to prepare in detail can reach out to Apurva ma'am or me in the group or in person, and let us know if you are interested. We will be starting with the batch. Yeah, so that is the announcement, Apurva ma'am, I had to make. Rest all we are good. Yeah.
Okay, guys, I believe this session is automated till 9 p.m. only, right, Alok?
That's correct. Yes. So it's a 2 hour meeting, so it might get ended anytime soon.
Okay.
Now, for the people
So
who are here, we are also planning to launch a free psychological assessment series for everyone. That will be happening once a week. The date and time you will get to know in the community group only. So please stay in touch with us there. We will keep on doing such things which will help you in your preparation. If you are part of the batch or if you are not part of the batch, doesn't matter. We will keep on helping you in whatever possible way we could. That's all from my side.
okay, guys.